Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 92. Let's jump into things. So we've received a little bit of gear back from Hinam. They were kind enough to return some of the gear that they picked up when our thugs bumped a turn or two ago, which is cool. That's appreciated. It's pretty nice. We did some summoning of Kusarikus, and it's funny because I just complained, right, like every time I do X that has like a big casting point, I get attacked, but I summon Kusarikus and make, legless lanterns constantly and nothing ever happens to them. And of course then one of my Kusariku summoners gets attacked. So I should probably just shut my mouth. But again, though, I feel like this kind of supports my scenario. But they get attacked by a single float cat whore. Not like 5 float cat whores, not 10 soul torns, not a gore tide, a single float cat whore. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess. Boom. So, on one hand, I'm happy to have not lost the Gudu, but on the other hand, I'm like, this is the shit I'm talking about. We have captured 21 blood sacrifices in Tessavon. Nice. Gala 5 has been attacked by 5 belly maul horrors. Like what the fuck? 5 belly maul horrors? This is terrifying. Those things will chew through some stuff. This poor Gala. Not gonna be able to do anything. With her base, her 10 protection. She dead. Nope. And then we get to witness 2 battles. So we have a battle in Sadaka. This is the roving band of Ozelotls versus just some PD. They go up, they go down. Ozelotls are pretty great. And then we have Lanka attacking. And this is cool because we get to see a vampire lord. And it's just a no muss, no fuss, no frills, just base vampire lord. That's cool though, And these guys on their own are actually okay against PD. You don't really need anything else. Their hit points, they don't have a lot of hit points, but they do have 25 invulnerability, blunt resistance, and slash resistance. They have regeneration on their own. They fly. They have death magic, which is pretty good, right? So these guys are pretty fierce on their own. And he's going to cast, of course, Soul Vortex. So he will drain the life from anything that is near him. And he's going to cast some Horde of Skeletons. Cool. So he's actually up against a fair amount of province defense. But the likelihood of this province defense being able to do anything against him is pretty low. Unless he fatigues himself out. And then, if he got swarmed by the horse tribe, they could, lance him down. But all that's gonna happen, I think, is he's just gonna summon a whole bunch of undead. And that undead is slowly but surely going to overwhelm the province defense, because it's not prepared to fight against this type of scenario, And he's actually he's kind of fatigued out, so he's being very slow about this. Oh, maybe the horse tribe is gonna take it to him now. Because they are killing the undead faster than he is producing them now. So if they get in, this is somewhat dangerous. He does not have high defense skill, and he is fatigued out. If they get in, now the thing is he has invulnerability, and with the Soul Vortex, he's going to be consistently draining. Oh nope. Bam! Got him. Okay, so he got dropped. Not having any sort of protection, although he does have again, and he has invulnerability 25. So, actually, it's I guess it's somewhat surprising that that they were able to hit him so easily. Oh, I wonder if the so obviously they have the charge bonus for the first strike, right? So that's probably it. It's just most of these guys still had their first strike charge bonus, probably, and then that's just enough to get through. So, all right, very cool. Now, obviously, that Vampire Lord. Actually, did he even die, or did he just fly out? Wow. He doesn't have pierce resistance either, so that's another. He has blunt and slash. Giving this guy just a small amount of gear, a basic amount of and just something like a black steel helmet, right, can greatly increase his protection. But I don't know, with Blood Lords or Vampire Lords, it's kind of like you're just paying. You get these super cheap immortal things that you just kind of like whatever with. Vampire Lords are actually really cool, I think. I kind of want to play some Ulm, get like the specific vampires. I also just like the idea of playing Ulm. I love forging. So yeah, it looks like he flies out. He didn't die. He just flies out. Okay. Anyways, we lost some people in World Pillar. We have Dimension Change in Delca. We've gained some gold in Carrion. We have heard of an attack in Ctesiphon, right? By a large number of barbarians. That's something to be of. The disease continues to spread in Troll Peaks. Done patrolling all over the place. We've lost an Incubator Elder to disease. What's going on this turn? So this is another kind of not really much happening turn, but it's probably about to be the last one. Next turn we are probably going to start marching with the army from Carrion. We've mostly replenished our units here. We've got a whole heaping handful. Actually, I'm gonna hold this up. We've got a whole heaping handful of individuals now that are kind of at the ready, prepared to march. We've got 200 units here in Carrion. We've got another 100 or so units between the 80 here and the few that are here, right? So we're close to about 300 units, and I don't know if that's enough, right, to march. I think it is, because I think Hinnom has started to move, right? Oh, I forgot about one. I've told people in the Discord to just like take. I'm not holding. They don't need like. It feels like Hinnom and Lanka are like trying to not. Oh, I don't want to attack lands, but not holding these. Take them. Like, do what you need to do. Regardless, though, Hinnom, obviously we've seen Lanka kind of poke at Mictlan and start to take some of their periphery lands, but Hinnom is hitting the heartland of Mictlan, which is great. So they have attacked Mictlan's capital with Semyaza. They've got some Melkarts wandering around Mictlan land. I don't know if this is just a bad report, right? Because I think last time, this army was closer to like 400, 500. I don't know if there was a conflict. I don't know if they actually lost some people, but that's something interesting to see. And then this this army is moving away from us, right? So we're going to, next turn, we're going to be marching out probably into Getia, and then up towards Range of Shadows and onwards towards either Mictlan or towards White Forest. Just kind of like trying to add our weight into the mix. And right, we wanna have a presence. We wanna be able to respond with something, right? Make sure we can hold on to Ross. Make sure maybe we can pick up White Forest in response, right, to Hinam taking Mictlan or something like that. Just make sure that our presence is felt. So I think we will have enough of a presence with what we are bringing, to not have to worry too terribly much. Again, the force that we are bringing is not going to be significantly larger than the last force that we had, right? And not a lot is changing. Bold. But I am somewhat more confident in this force staying shaped together, I guess. Yeah, I don't know that there's a legitimate reason for me having an optimistic mindset about this, but I do. So, for now, that's the plan, right? We are bringing in some more crystal sorceresses. We're bringing in another crystal sorceress. We're bringing in a bunch of lizard shamans. So they will be here, not in the next turn, but they will be able to meet. If we attack in Geta, they'll be able to jump there as well. So that should be pretty simple. Otherwise, we are continuing to go through the same motions that we have been going through. We are making sure to supply up Silver Fangs so that we can hold that in simply. Right, the army here is actually getting to be quite large. We are bringing in an Incy there to kind of be the inspiration, the leader, right? High inspiration can be helpful. We've got inspirational 1 on our Incies, and we can give them a Horn of Valor to have more inspiration. And we are actually doing a little bit of forging outside of just our normal stuff. So we are kind of forging a bunch of water bracelets and things like that around and about. And this is just to make sure that the Ishibs that are in this army have everything that they need to kind of be useful, etc. We're making a 1 or 2 earth boots around and about. Basically, what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to plug in. We talked about this, right? Like, I've reached that point on having a number of mages where I feel comfortable losing a few of them to Astral Corruption. I don't want to go back into full gear, but I feel comfortable, like, testing the waters, and occasionally, like, if we do something like this, right? We 2 summoned Kusarikus, we did a Lightless Lantern, we did a Owl Quill, right? We did those. If we only got attacked 1 out of those 4 times, right, and it's about that average, then I'm okay with risking 1 out of every 4. Especially if it gives us some items that are going to help us. And the key point here is those items is not just the water bracelets, but something like Earth Boots. That's designed to help us kick things off, right? Because we want that time period as soon as everything happens, as soon as basically Mictlan no longer has Astral Corruption up, we want to suddenly kick everything into overdrive, right? We want to turn everything on and just go ham on putting up globals, utilizing rituals, forging things, etc. Like, for example, we are forging a Skull Staff with our Tartarian Spirit over here, because it's not doing anything. Right? If we lose him, whatever, we lose him. right? But in the meantime, that Skull Staff can sit on Camille the Lich, so that as soon as we are ready, we can, boom, start summoning more Tartarian. And that's the main focus for this turn, is there's little isolated forgers here or there. Continuing with our Lightless Lantern and Owl Quill, we're actually getting close to the point to where I might turn off Lightless Lantern and Owl Quill production. We have pretty decent research speed. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna come in late. So when I say come in late, I feel like it's if you haven't completed the research tree by year 100, you're probably researching too slow. that's not, as far as I know, just a general logic or anything like that. That's just my personal opinion, right? If you're not all nines, one, the game probably shouldn't last to turn 100. But if you're not all nines by turn 100, you're probably researching too slow. And I feel like, that's definitely a scenario. If we weren't, and I can say this and blame this as much as I want, right? But it is somewhat true, right? If we weren't dealing with the astral corruption scenario, we would have many more mages. We would have quite a bit higher income. We would have way fewer gems, but we absolutely would have max research at this point, because I would have had a bunch of fire spirits popping out Lightless Lanterns for 10, 15 turns, and I would have done that a while ago. But regardless, right, we're going to be pretty close to a level 100 or turn 100 finalization. So I'm not super worried about research anymore. We're kind of just going to finish up things as we go through. We're going to finish up Enchantment 9 this turn, which gets us some interesting stuff, but it's the trying to apply it is the problem. So demon cleansing is actually something that is a really big deal for us. So this can come in extremely useful against Lanka. Okay? So that's just, while it's up, demons take double damage from everything. And that's a big deal, right? So if we go up against Lanka, this will potentially be a very big boon for us, and we can actually cast it relatively easy. Right? Fortunately, it is very simple to boost up in water. And another fortunate scenario is a lot of our NCs, right? Our Ishibs only come as water 2 maximum, right? But a lot of our NCs come as water 3 max. So it's a simple matter of just having, I mean, we could do it with less, right? We could just do it with just water 4 and two gems. But if you have the appropriate level, it's not gonna fatigue you the fuck out, cost extra gems, etc. So it's pretty easy for us to get some of our NCs as water 5. So that's cool. Arcane Nexus obviously would be really interesting, but we are not really an astral power. Say that. Once Mictland is gone, Relay is still more of an astral power than us. We could get up to level 8 astral. It's not easy though, and it would require some path boosting. It might be a scenario, if this game just goes forever, somebody's going to go for Astral Nexus or Arcane Nexus, so we'll see. Probably not us though. Fields of the Dead is actually really interesting, and something that we can potentially put up with the right combination of Tartarians, right? Army of the Dead is, again, something really interesting, and we could potentially put up with any of our big people, right? I think this is close to like 100 long dead warriors or something, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, it's a lot of long dead warriors. Anyways, right, this is something that we could potentially utilize. And then we've talked about Gaia's Blessing and Gift of Nature's Bounty, right? Gaia's Blessing is just resistances to everything, and it's something that we can get up with our Enkidu Shamans pretty easily. And then Gift of Nature's Bounty, if we do get it up, is 20% income per Dominion. This is absolutely something that we want to go for in the long run, but we value Gift of Health more than we value Gift of Nature's Bounty. But Gift of Nature's Bounty is a close second to Gift of Health. So the ultimate goal will be to have them both up, and we'll just have to see how that goes. If we can get Gift of Nature's Bounty up, our income, I've never gotten this up in a multiplayer game because I've never had a multiplayer game have to last this long, right? Or been successful in making it to that kind of scenario. But I have done this in single player, and it's absurd the amount that you get, because it's 20% per candle. We take a look at something like for example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, we have a full 10 candles here. So it's basically tripling your income. So becomes 1,500. And that's gonna be throughout our whole fucking empire, right? That's gonna be an absurd amount of money. So if we can get to that will be really cool. But yeah, after we're gonna get that enchantment 9 done, and then we're gonna run up construction. I'm not super worried about getting to construction 8. I know Hinam has already been there. I think Lanka has been there. I suspect Mictlan has as well. But I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot of legendaries left for forging. And probably the ones that I would be super interested probably aren't going to be there. But at the same time, it's kind of whatever. We can do it. Getting weapons of sharpness is pretty cool. We can use that pretty frequently, or pretty efficiently rather. So that would be nice. So it's fine. I think that is going to be it for the turn, because at this point I'm just talking about random stuff. These are not super exciting turns, and I do apologize for that, but it is... It's kind of the nature of the beast in that we could be fighting on all fronts right now. We could be fighting against Lanka. We could be fighting against Hinam. We could have, forged a pact with Lanka and attacked Relay, etc., right? But I won Astral Corruption. I think this has been a defining game for me. In the future, I think I am going to be far more likely to attack players immediately if they put up Astral Corruption. Or I am going to be more likely to attack players who have the ability to put up Astral Corruption. And honestly, quite frankly, I don't think I'm ever going to put up Astral Corruption against players. Like, I could see myself putting it up against the AI. I don't like that spell. I don't like what it does to the game, honestly. Like, everything else, I say everything else. There are a lot of spells that people are like, oh, this spell's toxic, this spell's horrendous, right? Like, Burden of Time, or Theft of the Sun, or Illwinter, those types of things, right? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Those things are frustrating and annoying to deal with, right? But you deal with them directly. And I guess, again, in truth, I could be trying to dispel it, but blood is a pain in the ass. Blood is a bullshit pain in the ass, in that you make so much. A blood economy produces so much that it's just like, oh, you took down astral corruption, corruption's back up. Oh, you took down astral corruption's back up. Like, that's incredible. Oh, and also in trying to take down astral corruption, there's a very, very good chance that whoever is taking it down is going to get killed in taking it down, right? Astral corruption is incredibly toxic, and I do not like the direction that it takes the game in playing, right? Illwinter, for example, right? It covers the land in cold, and the lands begin to die, right? Okay, sure, fine. It's super beneficial for the people that are using it. Absolutely. But that doesn't necessarily prevent me from playing the game in the way that I have been playing the game, or I'm trying to play. Burden of time, right? Kills the land, makes your people really old, etc. I think it kills the land. I'm not really sure. But again, that doesn't stop me from forging things. That doesn't stop me from ritually casting things. That doesn't. It's just makes my land suck, or it just makes my people die faster, right? Sure, but it's not dying every time they cast something. Theft of the Sun, same. All of these spells, right? It's the same type of scenario. They don't change the fundamental way that the game is played, or your strategic options. Astral Corruption does, and it's a bitch and a half. And it's, I've had Astral Corruption go up in games, but it's always either been dealt with so quickly, or the game has been over shortly thereafter. So I've never seen it in full consequence. This is a game where it's been up for 40 turns. Like, it's been up for an incredibly long amount of time. And yeah, it's just, honestly, it's at the point to where if my god was alive right now, I would just cast Dispel just in the off chance that I get it dispelled. You know? Especially considering he gets attacked by horrors every single turn regardless, so I might as well cast something with him. If it's still up when he gets back, I'm probably going to cast Dispel with like 5 gems added into it, because like, what the fuck do I care? You know? And I probably should have done that in the past. But again, in the past, when Mictlan was actually a power, before Hinam and I banded together and we actually started to put the hurt on him. And I will say this, I think Fomoriya actually helped us out, because I think Fomoriya trashed an army or two of Mictlan's. I don't know that. I know that the Wailing Winds trapped one of the armies. So I know one army got fucked, but I don't know if it like super died or anything. Regardless, though, while Mictlan was still a big power, and I was on the other side of the world, it was all but impossible to do anything but try to dispel it. And that's, you got to remember, at that point, I had no Astral Pearls. I had for the longest, my Astral income is still shit compared to everything else, right? Except for, I guess, air. Which is really funny, because I really wanted, going into this game, I really wanted air income, and I really wanted astral income, and I got neither. Oh, but yeah. Anyways, I'm not a fan of Astral Corruption, and I think this game has been very formative for me, in that going forward, I am going to be vehemently against Astral Corruption in my games. I don't mind strong spells. I don't mind spells that give someone a huge advantage, right? But I do mind spells that change the way that I'm wanting to play the game. I don't like it. So, that is it. Welcome to another rant from Jeremy. That's it for the turn. Next turn, we march, and hopefully by turn 100, right, Mictlan is dealt with. I wish I had more scouts up and over here in Mictlan's territory. Actually, do I have a scout here? I'm gonna move over this direction. I'm gonna see if I can't like try to get eyes on things. I have a scout here. I'll head in this way, right? So I'm gonna try to see if we can't witness a big fight between Hinnom and Mictlan. That would be really cool. But I don't know if Hinnom is going to commit to a big fight against the Doomstack. He seems very reticent and a little concerned about the damage that the Doomstack can put out, but also the chance for things like Hellbind Heart, or I think more realistically, I think he was worried about, what is it? Hurl Through Hell? Is that the... Is it Infernal Prison? Oh, well, so Infernal Prison is the Infernal one, and then there's a Cocytus one, right? Life for a Life is another really good one. Oh yeah, it's Claws of Cocytus. So, you know, you either Infernal Prison someone or you Claws of Cocytus them, and it's just like, well, get fucked, you know? Now, depending on what gets sent there, it's not a guarantee that they will die. They could, but so that's definitely a concern that he's worried about, which is fair. Anyways, that's going to be it for the turn. I know I've said that like 15 times. This is actually going to be it for the turns. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Bye, everybody.